Good morning everyone, Sarah Allison from Lincoln UK here, hope you're all well. Today I want to talk about being passive or assertive. And this is really important as being a home business owner, being someone who basically relies on themselves and their own behaviours in order to be successful. I think this is something that's really important that we look at. Basically, let me explain first of all what being passive and being assertive are, the differences. Being passive is, how can I word this? It's kind of like just letting things happen, not getting agitated or standing up for yourself, just letting things flow over you. And at some point, this could be a good thing at times because it avoids arguments. It means that you can live in relative harmony. But the downside is that you can often end up feeling like you're neglected either by yourself or by others. And that's because you've not been assertive. So assertive is kind of the opposite. It's not about being aggressive. It's not about not giving a damn about anyone else. Being assertive is merely being very clear about what you need, what your wants and desires are, and being firm enough to go for them. And you can see why this would work in business. Let's give you an example. So if you were, say, passive in a business, you might not talk to someone. You might hope that people just come to you and ask you what you're doing and then join you, and you're not pushy, and because you're very aware that you don't want to be pushy. So you kind of become the opposite. You become very passive and you just let everything happen, and you don't push for what you need. And the opposite of that is obviously to be assertive. When you're assertive in business, it's not about being pushy. It's not about being a bully. It's not about making someone do something. What it's about is being very clear to yourself what your purpose is, what your aim is, what you want to achieve, and kind of being steadfast in that. And so when you're having conversations with people, it's being very clear about your opportunity, then following up with those, or even when dealing with other people, it's about saying that's not appropriate, or it hurt me when you said that. Assertiveness, basically, if you're assertive, it demonstrates high self-esteem because you're not afraid to say to someone, you know what, I don't agree with how you're treating me. And not many people are prepared to do that, but successful people are. That's the point. Most people would rather not say anything, not have the confrontation, stay quiet, and, just shrug, go, oh well, never mind. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching this that can relate to that. Being assertive is not about being aggressive. It's not about going at someone. It's just about saying that you felt that it was only fair that you shared with them your feelings and that they had upset you with what they'd done. And you can be assertive in a way that isn't aggressive. It's not about attacking the other person. It's not about having a go at what they've done or what their behaviour was. It's about you being clear on your feelings on this and how it doesn't fit in with how you want to be treated. Now, obviously, this is relevant to life in general, relationships and business, because let's face it, there are going to be people in business who stab you in the back. There are going to be people who aren't interested in your best interest. They're only interested in what's best for them. And some people think that's the way to get ahead in business. I totally disagree. But I think being assertive and being clear with yourself about what you will and won't accept is the way forward. And I've got to admit, I'm guilty of being passive at times. I tend to always try and see other people's point of view. I always I kind of try and play referee about things, and that's fine. But at times, I need to learn, and as I'm sure you guys do, that it's okay to not be okay with something, and it's okay to say you're not okay with something, and that's not being horrible, it's not being aggressive, it's not being nasty, it's about being assertive. And like I said, assertiveness is all in the way you word things. If you were to go to someone and say, "Oi, you nasty, this, that and the other," that's being aggressive. If you were to sit down with someone and say you really wanted to talk about what happened earlier, you don't know if they were aware of this, but it had hurt you, and that's being assertive. So I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to drop me a comment and let you know, and take care.